Do you ever feel like life is just kind of one to do after the next? Especially when you have kids, like you have to bring your kids to practice, you have to bring them to school, there's a school concert, there's Spirit Week, there is a bake sale, there's fundraisers, there's like 1,001 things always going on. And if money feels like just one more thing to manage on your to-do list and it's just absolutely driving you insane, then this video is for you. I believe that we all deserve peace and clarity, especially when it comes to our finances, and especially when you're a mom or a family in general, you're a parent, because you also have little people who are dependent on you to make sure that your finances are okay. So let's say you haven't been doing the best job with managing your money, or let's just face it, you haven't been managing it at all. But now, let's say you're at the store, you imagine that maybe there's $500 to use for food, and you go and you do this big grocery order, you're with your kids, and they got everything they wanted, you got everything you wanted, like you're feeling great, you go to the checkout, you go to pay, and your card gets declined. Only because, not because you didn't have the money, because at the time, yes, you have allocated $500 for your groceries, but at the same time, someone else in your household, the other adult, your partner, maybe they went to another store, they saw a brand new computer, it looks nice, like, I don't know. They purchase it, now you're at the store, and no, they also thought they had $500 to use, but nope, now you're both at the store, and only one person is going to be able to use that money. But if you're managing your money, then you will know exactly what is in each account, what's supposed to go where, like what can be used for what, and how much you have left over for savings, investing, in just fun money. Like just having all of that in place will help with your peace of mind, especially as a busy mom. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Liz. This is Busy Daydreaming, the podcast where we talk about building wealth without sacrificing any of the joys in life or getting burnt out or just sacrificing peace. In this video, I want to share with you guys how I'm able to manage my money as a mother of two, where it brings me peace and clarity, and I'm able to plan a fun and joy-filled life for myself and my family. The first tip that I have and I personally live by is to always actively check your accounts, especially your checking accounts or the credit card account or whatever account that you actively use mostly your purchases. I would check that daily. Every morning for me, I have a set time. So when I wake up, part of my morning routine before I really get started for my day is I do check my bank account. I make sure that everything that was from yesterday is, you know, like there as it should be. Like there's no weird transactions. There's like someone in, you know, some other country didn't try and charge my card. And that in general just helps me keep track of my finances in real time. Like I always know what's in my bank account, but I'm always on top of any transactions coming in and out. So if I did get charged something overnight, and we all know Apple is like sneaky with those fees, right? A lot of companies nowadays are like subscription based, they're sneaky, they can just get in there. Some of them you might have an annual subscription, then it gets hit that night and you didn't know. It might be like $200-300. I know Amazon's good for that. It's like $140 now for Prime. So all that stuff. So if you're not checking daily, you might miss that. And then if you do miss that, you go to the store, you think you have that extra money in there, and then your card gets rejected or overdrafted, and it just leads to more of a problem. So my best tip is to just check your accounts daily. Set a time in one of your routines that you already do, so then that way you don't have to think twice about it. So this is part of my morning routine. So I know in the morning when I wake up, I have a list of things that I'm doing before I'm able to get out the house or just feel comfortable for the day. And one of those things is checking my balance and making sure that everything looks as it should be, and my plan for the day is funded, basically. My second tip is just automate what you can. The biggest thing I would say is automating how your paycheck gets directly deposited if you do use direct deposit. So the best thing I do is I already cut out what I want to invest, because I've made a budget and I already know how much money is coming in and what I want to spend for what. So for me, I don't even let the money that I plan on investing hit my checking account. So I have a certain percentage of my paycheck that goes directly into my Charles Schwab investment account, and then that way I'm able to use that money directly for my investments, and I don't have to think about it twice. I don't have to like go into my checking account, move this money here, or God forbid, like it goes into my checking account, then I just use it, you know, on something else because I'm like, oh wow, I forgot. So just stuff like that, just automating things, making it easier. Certain bills that you know you're gonna have to pay anyways, the internet, your cell phone, just certain bills like that. And a lot of times, some bills when you automate it, they will give you a discount. I know AT&T does that with my phone. I think it's like a 10%, don't quote me on that, but I get a little discount for using auto pay. I think the same with my internet through Xfinity. So that's just some of the benefits as well. And then it also just takes that stress out of your mind. And then again, if you're checking every day in the morning, you will know, okay, this bill came out. Okay, my internet bill is only supposed to be $65 a month, but wait a minute, why did they take out $80? So you can kind of look at that right before the transaction actually clears while it's still processing and pending. So you're not kind of like backtracking trying to get your money back. That's just how I see it as easy as possible, because also when you miss certain bills, you're gonna get a late fee. So all these fees and stuff will accumulate. So just make sure you automate whatever you can and just try not to have that extra stress on your plate. My next tip to kind of make all this work is to use an actual visual budget that kind of helps you. Use something that makes sense to you. I personally use a combination of Notion and a little bit of Google spreadsheets or Excel. I'm mainly using Notion right now. I'm trying to like transition honestly everything into Notion, but I think the best way is to find a budget spreadsheet or a template or a visual that works best for you, where you can input these numbers and then maybe set aside a time once a month, once a week, depending on how active you are in your finances, to just kind of go through your budget. Make sure you're entering things like the budget and the actual expenses, and just make it more visually appealing to you, where you can look at it and be like, okay, wow, like, yeah, I'm staying on track. Number one, I'm making as much money as I plan to. I'm spending it right where I said I would. So if you want to do like different color codes for like where you spend your money on the budget, so like green could be going out to eat, and then like utilities could be a different color, and your income could be a different color. So then you can see on the chart like, okay, this majority is my income, but this pieces of the pie, it's like this is where it's going kind of thing, you know? Like, I feel like that helps people a lot, just having a visual representation of your money, and that will help you just kind of plan better for the future. And my last tip for this, and my favorite, is to just make sure you save some money for you and your family, like some guilt-free money. Always set aside a little bit of money that is just for you guys to enjoy. Maybe, you know, go to the movies, go have some ice cream. Like, it doesn't have to be thousands of dollars. It could be $40 so you guys can, like, you know, go to the park and grab, you know, ice cream, like I said, or a popsicle. Like, it doesn't have to be extravagant, but just, you know your own budget, you know what you make for income, and you know what you can afford for fun money. But I definitely think it's very important to include even $10, $20 if you can, and obviously more, $200, $300. Include a vacation if you can, okay? Do whatever you can to just make sure you put the priorities in order. You plan out your money before you receive it. Plan out your money before you receive it, and budget, and just try and stick on budget. And like I mentioned, with the fun money being for your whole family, that's just also a great way to get your kids involved. You know, let them know like, hey, this is your fun money for the week, and this is what you get. You could, you know, and you can teach them easy budgeting at a young age, and they can get in on the fun and getting at a young age of learning how to budget fun money, or maybe you give them a little more than fun money so they could save, or just bring your kids along with you in this process, because it's so important to teach kids young as well. If any of my tips have helped you, then please make sure you hit the like button down below, hit the subscribe button. Let me know, what was your favorite tip? Are you doing any of these tips? Do you have any more tips that, you know, you would recommend for any other busy moms or just busy families in general? I want to know what you guys are doing to keep your finances in order. And thank you so much for watching this video. And as always, I will see you in my next one. Bye.